Well, hi guys. Hello again. Welcome back to Bluegrass Bookworm, my YouTube channel where I talk about book-related stuff, I guess. And today I am doing another reading challenge, so that's very exciting. Today, or I guess this whole week, I'm going to be home alone, practically alone, and I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands to read, and so I thought it would be a perfect time to do a kind of more difficult challenge, because the last challenge I did, my 24-hour reading challenge, I realized how busy I was, and a lot of that was because of the members of my family that were living in the house with me, and without them here present, I'm gonna have a lot more free time. So I am very excited. I've seen a lot of people do the random number generator chooses how many hours I read, but I've never seen anyone do the amount of pages read, and so I kind of wanted to do that one because it seemed a little bit more like I knew what I was getting myself into, I guess. And so every day this week, I'm going to spin this wheel here that I have prepared. Focus on that, please. Yes, I have the pages in like 25 intervals. So it's like 25 pages, 50 pages, 75, 100, 125, and it keeps on going until 350 because that kind of seems like the max that I could handle. So I'm just, I guess just gonna go right into it. All right, I'm gonna spin for, today's Monday, so day one of the challenge. I'm gonna go ahead and spin, and I'm really nervous. So I'm just gonna, that was a really weak spin. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's doable for day one, right? All right, so 175 is the number that I got. So yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think we can survive. Currently, the book that I'm reading is A Bond of Broken Glass by T.A. Lawrence, which is the third book in the Severed Realms series, which I have absolutely been loving. Yeah, this one is like a Cinderella retelling, which is, it's so good. It's so clever. Let me just give you a synopsis real quick because I freaking love this book. The prologue is from the perspective of this kind of parasitic magic. In this universe, magic is almost like a sentient being, but it just like lives inside of people. So people's magic like talks to them and stuff like that. So I really like the magic system of this world. But this magic is like parasitic and kind of evil. And so when we open up, it talks about how he inhabits this girl, makes her beautiful, makes her steal a dress, steal shoes, which happen to be glass, and go to the ball at the castle and woo the prince into falling in love with her. And she goes by the name Cinderella. So the Cinderella in this story is actually an evil, like, parasitic thing that tries to get the prince to fall in love with her for some reason. That's the prologue. So from then on, it's from the perspective of the prince and this girl named Ellie Payne, who is a glass blower, glassmith, whatever those are called. And she's made the slippers, the glass slippers, and they got stolen from her. And but the thing is that when the prince like fell in love with Cinderella at the ball and then sends out the slipper to get, you know, for all the ladies to try the slipper on, he put like a spell on it so that anyone who like put on the slipper, because he thinks that the only person that can put on the slipper is Cinderella, and so he like kind of put a spell on it so that whoever like fit the slipper would become like his wife. So when the people came to Ellie's house, she's like, yes, that's my shoe. Of course it fits me. I made it. And like this prince is an idiot. He thinks that like there's only one girl in the whole kingdom that has this foot size. Like, what the heck? So when they come to her house, she's like, yeah, like let me show you. This is my slipper. It got stolen from me. It puts it on. And then she gets like bound to the like deal. So that becomes an issue. So where we're at right now, her and the prince are trying to get out of the deal because the prince is in love with Cinderella. He doesn't want to marry Ellie, and Ellie doesn't want to marry him. She wants to marry for love and open a glass shop and all this stuff. So they just get into shenanigans. It's kind of funny. It's more like, it gives more rom-com vibes than the other two books in this series that were more dramatic and emotional. I'm sure there's definitely some drama and emotion in this one, but it's just funny. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading 175 pages of this today. I'll show you that whenever that happens. I mean, maybe it can happen now, but I'm really tired because I stayed up late last night and woke up early this morning to go work out. So I kind of want to take a nap. Or maybe I can start reading and that'll put me to sleep. I don't know, but I'm really happy that I'm starting this challenge because I've been kind of lacking the motivation to read a little bit, which has nothing to do with the books I've been reading and everything to do with just my motivation and energy level and all that. So I am excited to be doing this challenge to kind of just force me back into the reading mood. So let's get it. Hey guys, good morning. It is now Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, because yesterday was Monday, so that's how that works. Can I just say, looking beautiful today. It is a good day because it is November 7th, and you know what that means? Iron Flame comes out today, and I'm hoping that I can go to Barnes & Noble and it won't be sold out yet. That's my goal for the day, to go and buy Iron Flame. But also, there's another goal. Yesterday, I reached the 175 page mark, which was like on page 301, I think, and I read one extra page to finish the chapter. Yeah, I finished that super late at night because I was out for like the second half of the day. I read 100 pages and then I was out until like midnight, and then I came back and I had to read the remaining 75 pages, so that was a lot. But yes, before I go to try and get my hands on Iron Flame, I wanted to roll again for the day. It's always very exciting. I have no idea what I'm gonna get. I hope that this time my spin is a little bit less weak. Okay, that was good. Oh shoot. Oh, is it the... Okay. Okay, I swear I'm not rigging this, but it's 175 again. I mean, that was a pretty good page count for yesterday. It was like doable, but it was still a lot. I got through a ton of the book. So let me look how many more pages. I think there's only like 150 more pages in this book, so I'm gonna finish this today, which means, I don't know, maybe if I get my hands on Iron Flame, I'll be able to start that. So that's very exciting. So yeah, I will let you guys know if I am successful in getting my hands on that book. Guys, I'm here at Barnes & Noble, and guess what? It's here. It was in stock. It's a miracle. All right, I read a couple pages while I was eating my lunch, but I'm gonna settle in now, watch some football, and read the rest of this book. Alright guys, so I finished book 1, A Bond of Broken Glass, and I loved it. I need more people to read this series because it is so good. I just want to talk about the writing for a second. So this is fantasy, right? So there's always something kind of like confusing, convoluted going on, and I feel like this writer is one of the best writers that I have encountered at like explaining complicated things in a super easy to understand way. Like I don't even realize that it's complicated until I try to describe it to someone, and I'm like, oh wait, I guess it's kind of complicated. I didn't really like even understand that it was complicated because the way that she says it is so easy to understand. So I feel like this is one of like the least intimidating books to get into if you want to like get into the fantasy genre. Obviously this is book 3, so you don't want to start with book 1, but oh, I just love it. I just love it so much. This couple, the couple in this book, oh man, had me swooning. Each book follows a different couple. So the couple in this one, oh, they were just so cute. I just loved them. So yeah, I just love it, guys. Okay, I just love this series. I don't need to keep on saying that. Anyway, yeah, I give it a 4.5 stars in case you're wondering. All right, so I only actually have 31 pages left to read today. So I'm going to be starting, I guess, Iron Flame. I am very excited. This is so anticipated. I enjoyed the first book. It wasn't my favorite fantasy series of all time. I think maybe just because I'm really used to reading that genre, and I think it's so popular with people who don't usually experience that genre, or they were just like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know why it got so popular, to be honest, but yeah, it's like solid, it's good. I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen because there were several cliffhangers at the end of the first book. Yeah, I'm excited to see how those wrap up, and I might even have a spoiler section at the end for my thoughts on this book because I can't really say anything specific, obviously, because it's the second book in a series. So if you want to hear my thoughts and just more details, especially if you have read the book and you know all the spoilers and everything, maybe wait till the end because I'll have a spoiler section and I'll make sure to do warnings and all that stuff in case you haven't read it and you don't want any spoilers. I will let you guys know. But yeah, I'm super excited to hop into this. Where are all the characters at? Where's the world at? I'm so excited. So let's get into it. Alrighty, hey guys, let me just set you up real fast. That'll do. Okay, so I made it 31 pages through Iron Flame, so obviously got a lot done. It's so funny. It looks so funny without the dust jacket because I keep on seeing it and being like, what is that? Oh, it's a book because it just looks like a box of something. Yeah, so I'm gonna spin for today. Oh, I'm gonna spin for today, and I really hope that it's not that many because, oh my word, are the words small. in this book. So, like, yeah, I'm just like concerned that the amount of pages in this book won't correlate to the amount of like just average pages. And so I'm really hoping it's not too much. Oh, watch it be like 300 or something. Oh my gosh. Okay. Somebody save me. Oh, that was a good one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Woo! Okay, so I only got 50, so that's great. We won't be suffering so much today. I will probably read more than that though, just like I woke up really early today to go work out, and so I'm like getting an early start, so I feel like I'm gonna read more than 50. So at the end of the day, I'll let you guys know how much I read, but I'm really excited. Where this book starts out is basically like right after where the first book left off. So, and I feel like it's just now kind of picking up because it was a little bit slow. We were establishing some stuff and things like that. So now it's a little bit more interesting. With the 31 page mark, it just gets a little bit more interesting. So I'm excited. I am nervous. I am definitely excited to tell you guys about what I think. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hop into it. Hey guys, so I just reached the goal for today for reading Iron Flame. The page goal was page 81 and I am now on page 100 and something. 108, so wow, I'm like so far into it. I'm like a sixth of the way through, probably. Probably not even that, actually. This is a freaking long book. So I'm probably gonna read a little bit more today. I don't know how much more I'm gonna be able to read, to be honest. So I'm kind of glad that the goal for today was a little bit smaller, so I could actually reach it. But yes, I did reach the 50 page goal for the day. Just like as an overview of my thoughts on the book so far, I'm actually, maybe this is because the goal was like smaller. I feel like the other 2 days where the goal was kind of bigger. Sorry, the lighting is so weird. What the heck? When the reading goal was kind of bigger, I was like counting the pages and I was just like, oh, okay, like when am I gonna reach the goal, whatever. But I feel like for today, since the goal was so small, I was just kind of like enjoying my time reading. Imagine that. So yeah, I was really enjoying that. I thought that was, it's a very enjoyable book so far, honestly. I mean, like I'm this far through it, so like I don't know really what the main plot is gonna be yet, but with where it is so far, it's really easy to just keep on reading, keep on turning the pages. So yeah, so far my overall thoughts on it are very positive. I'm very glad because it's so hyped up and it's so like anticipated that I was kind of afraid that it would just be just like such a flop, which like, I mean, it might be. I haven't finished it yet, but with where we're at so far, I'm still really enjoying it. So that is definitely a plus. All right, everyone, good morning again. It is now Thursday, so we are, is that halfway through? That's like over halfway through. Yeah, now we're over halfway through, so yay. We are going to do the rolling or the wheeling or the spinning for the day. I already read about like 50 pages in bed this morning because I just like wanted to get that out of the way and just didn't feel like getting up, so I wanted to, yeah, just read. I'm just really nervous that it's gonna be a big number because the pages here are thin and the words are small, so okay. I cannot believe it has not gone above 175 this entire time. Yeah, so we're still safe. Maybe tomorrow it'll be crazy, which would not be great because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be kind of busy tomorrow. Today's my brother's birthday, so that means I'll be able to spend more time with him because I already read about 50 pages, so I just have like 100 more. So that's great. I am this far through. I don't know what percentage that is, but like maybe a fourth, maybe a little over a fourth of the way through. So we're chugging. We are definitely chugging along. Can I just say, I really wish that there was more focus in this book on the romance because this is like, you know, it's fantasy romance. You want a lot of that to be the focus, and I feel like it's not really, so don't get me wrong, the other parts are keeping me definitely intrigued, but I'm just like I'm grasping at the crumbs or whatever. Like, I'm like, oh yes, they're together. Oh, they're interacting. Okay, and now they're not. Oh, okay, now they're together again. Oh no, now they're not. So I'm just like, this book is long, so I'm like, how much of a slow burn is this gonna be? Also, one more thought. I've always been a little bit confused in this story how brutal the school is. I feel like, because the students die at like a crazy rate, and that just feels like unproductive to me, like not a very logical thing. I know that they want the writers to be like the best of the best, but I feel like there's a better way to eliminate the weaker ones without them dying, because it seems like in a time of war, which is what they're doing, what they're going through right now is they're at war. I feel like at a time of war they would want to like preserve as many people as possible that can fight for them instead of just killing all of them off because they didn't meet the standards of a writer, which are like really high standards. So that is just like a confusion that I have with this. I don't know how realistic that is, I don't know that that makes sense a whole lot. So yeah, I don't know. That's just something I've been thinking about. It's like, wow, why are they so okay with all these kids dying when they could be like, I don't know, go to the infantry squad or whatever, just like they could still fight, but they didn't like make the cut for a writer. So like, why do they all have to die? I don't know. That's just a thing that I, like, in case you didn't know, this story is about, like, a war college, like a school where they learn how to be dragon riders and fight and all that stuff. And it's, like, so high stakes that it, like, if you don't pass the tests and stuff, then you die because they're so intense. And so I was just like, why are they so okay with all these kids dying when they could be, I don't know. That's just the thought that I've had. It's like, it was a problem that I had in book 1 too, and it's like, wow, okay, they're really doing this. And I get like that it is like a device that the author can use to make the stakes really high. Maybe it wouldn't be as like intense and heart pounding if like she wasn't at more of a risk of dying all the time. So I do get that. It's a little bit unbelievable, I feel like. Just a little bit. Okay, so it's funny, but right after I said that, I read like this interaction that kind of talked about the fact that so many of the cadets have died, and what they said, like the reason why they allow so much death to happen is like a big reason is that it gets the cadets used to seeing death and being like more okay with death once they see it in the field and stuff, which I guess I can buy. Again, like it's not like, it's fantasy, it's like made up, it's a good time. So it's like, how much do you really want to get so caught up on these details? Like maybe it's an entirely different culture, this fantasy world, and maybe they're just like not that upset about the fact that kids are gonna be dying in this school willy-nilly. So yeah, I mean, what do I know? What do I know? Hey guys, so it is currently 2 minutes to midnight. I got back late because we were celebrating my brother's birthday, so I have not reached the goal yet. I'm gonna read as much as I humanly possibly can right now, and if I don't reach the goal, then I'm probably just gonna like add on the pages to tomorrow's goal. But I will see. Let me look how many pages I have left to read. It requires some calculation. So I have to get to page 272, and currently I am on page 200. So I need to read 72 more pages. My estimation is that that will take me like an hour and a half, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit less, because of how freaking many words are on the pages. It takes me a lot longer to finish a page, so that'll probably take me like around an hour and a half is my guess. So I mean, I think that's doable potentially, because I usually stay up late every night anyway, so I guess we'll see. But I'm gonna try my darndest because I take these challenges seriously, and I will not give up whatever I can. Okay. Alright, good morning guys. It is now Friday, November 10th, so it is time to spin the wheel once more. I had like 30 pages left before I totally passed out last night, so I already read those pages in the morning, so now I am on page 272, and what is the percentage? I want to find out. Let me get on Goodreads real quick. Okay, I'm 43% through, which still isn't as much as I would have liked, but all of the spins that I keep getting are low numbers, so maybe this one will be higher. I don't know that I want that, but I kind of do because I really want to finish this book, so we shall see. But let us go ahead and spin this wheel. Ah, that was another weak one. Oh, yeah, okay. 250. All right. So I have like 7 hours probably to myself today, which is a lot of time. So maybe I can get to that point and maybe even get higher. I don't know. So we shall see. But if I read 250 pages, let me add up how much that will be. 272 plus 250 is 522. So that's almost the whole book. That's here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I basically have to read as much as I have read in one day. So I'm gonna take you along with me and see if my sanity remains intact. Wow. What? This is a good book. No freaking way, that is too sweet. Wait, what? Violet's mom is interesting. Alright, so I just finished part 1 and I need to get my thoughts in order because wow, this has really picked up. The whole beginning of part 1, like basically until the last 50 pages, was still good. There was still stuff always happening, there was always something going on, but I was a little unclear on what the overall plot was, what the goals were for all the characters, like all that stuff. I was just kind of like, okay, I don't know how necessary every one of the scenes was to the overall plot, like all that stuff. Like it was still enjoyable, it was definitely not a drag, it wasn't boring, any of that stuff, but in like the last 50 or so pages, I have been eating it up and turning every page with anticipation and all that stuff, and so I'm really excited to see what part 2 has. I feel like this is gonna be a really good book. It's gonna be good. Oh, there goes my cat. Well, I have reached my reading goal for the day, and look how close I am to the end. That is so insane considering I wasn't even halfway through at the beginning of the day. If I look tired, it's because I am. I've basically had my butt parked in this exact spot all day reading. Of course, I've been taking breaks in between to eat, do some chores around the house, and then I took a several-hour break to go out to dinner. Yeah, I'm just really tired right now. I got back to my house at like midnight, and now it's almost 1. I had like 60-ish more pages to read before I could go to sleep, so I just read those. So now I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm stopping in the middle of the chapter, and I just found out something crazy about the male main character. So that was crazy. I would definitely keep on reading if I didn't look like this and feel like this. So yeah, but wow. Yeah, today I read like so much good stuff from this book, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of the stuff is so good and so like captivating, and I want to keep on reading, and then there will be scenes that just feel so dull. I don't know if dull is the right word, maybe just like my brain can't think right now. Maybe just like emotionally detached or something, you know, just like it doesn't feel vibrant, or yeah, I don't know, maybe you get what I'm saying, but there's some scenes that are like, oh yeah, great, and then some scenes that I'm just like, I feel nothing. Like, I kind of want to feel something right now, and I don't. I feel nothing. So, I don't know. So, I don't think this book is going to be a 5-star, but there have been so many moments that I'm just like, this is so good. I really like where this is going. I think the plot is good, I guess. At least, like, when things come out of pocket and things are revealed and stuff, I'm always like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. And so, I feel like those moments make up for the other moments that I'm not as into it. So, it's so hard for me to rate books like that because it's so back and forth and like so gray. So yeah, I don't know, it's definitely gonna be up there. At least 4 stars, if not 4.5. I never do like 0.25, 0.75, but I just might do that for this one, so I don't know. We shall see. I obviously have to get to the ending because I'm pretty sure I haven't heard any reviews on it or anything like that, but I'm just guessing that the ending is gonna be crazy because that's just how it usually is with books like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and I'm probably gonna read more in the morning, like right as I wake up, probably just chilling in bed. I'm gonna read some more and hoping I will finish the book tomorrow. tomorrow. I definitely think I will. So I'm excited for that, and then we can move on to another book. That's crazy. I feel like I've been reading this for forever. But yeah, we can move on to a different book, and we can, I don't really have an idea of what I want to read, and we can go over that tomorrow, I guess, when the time comes. So I'm gonna go to bed. Bye. Good morning. It's time to spin. I'm just gonna do some reading here in my bed, so I want to see what the goal for today is gonna be. Let's go. Really? That's kind of pathetic. I kind of want to read more than that. 125. $225. Okay. I know that's cheating, but like, is it cheating if you're rolling to get more pages? That's the real question. Okay, 225 is the goal for today. I'm gonna get started. The first 100 pages. I think there's like 100 pages left in this, but I just woke up, so this is just what I feel like doing right now in bed, so I'm gonna be doing that. First 100 pages or so is gonna be here, and then we'll pick another book, and I'll see you then. Confused. What? Oh. Didn't see that coming. Now I know why it's called Iron Flame. My cat is out. Oh. And he just tried to attack my hoodie string. I have like 10 pages left, so I'm scared. Wait, what? Wait. Explain! There's no, that's the end. Oh my gosh, there's no way that's the ending. Wow. That's like less like a plot twist and more of just like, I don't even know what to call that. That's just not ideal. That's definitely a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I guess I'll give my coherent thoughts at the wrap up of the video, but so let me calculate how many more pages I have left to read today. So, okay, so I have 124 more pages to read, so let's go pick out a book. Okay, so these are my unread books, and I just sifted through them. There's obviously, as you can see, a lot that are like starting a really popular series, and so I kind of want to hold those off until a later date, maybe make vlogs or something like that. So maybe if you want to see vlogs from any of these particular series, then maybe leave them down in the comments, because I want to make at least a few. So I sifted through them, and it seems like The Naturals has like, here, let me show you. It has like big words and stuff, so I think that it will be a welcome break. Hang on. Okay, hi. Yeah, I think it will be like a welcome reprieve of like not super densely written pages, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start on this, and I also feel like there's a good chance I'll finish it by the end of the video, and so I kind of wanted to choose a shorter one. So I'm gonna hop into this. I'm really excited. It's a little bit older, but it has just like become more popular, and so I want to see what all the fuss is about and read it for myself. So let's get into it. Alright, so I just finished part 1. I am on page 55. So far I have kind of a idea of what this overall story is about. So the main character is a girl named Cassie whose mother has died. She's been killed. Before her mother got killed, she kind of raised Cassie to like read people really well, like their personality and stuff that they would like, and just overall what they're like just based on their appearance and how they act and stuff. Because of that, she is kind of, yeah, she's just really gifted at that, and so she's able to just read people really well. And because of that, she gets the attention of the FBI, who want to recruit her to this special group of people who can do similar things, read emotions, interpret environments, and things like that. And it's really, so far it's reminding me of Psych. I love that show. It's kind of a little bit older, but it's about a guy that pretends to be a psychic, but he's actually just super good at reading people and like reading environments and stuff. And so it's kind of reminding me of that, except that show is more comedic, and I'm guessing this one's more like a drama thriller kind of thing. So yeah, where we're at right now, she just left to join the program because the FBI people asked her if she wanted to join, and she decided that she did. So now they're gonna do that, and I'm excited to see what that program's gonna be like, what kind of cases they're gonna have her work on. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I really like this concept a lot. That's why it's called the Naturals, is like the kids, they call them the Naturals because they just have these like abilities that they can do. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna keep on reading. All right, good morning. It is the last day of the challenge. It is Sunday, so I'm about to roll the, why can't I say it every time? Spin the wheel. I'm gonna spin the wheel for the day. I already read 50 pages in bed this morning, so I got that out of the way. I'm kind of hoping that it won't be too much because my family's coming back today, so I kind of want to do some chores around the house to get it ready for their return, so I don't want to spend all my day reading. So I kind of hope that it's not that much, but I'd also like to finish the book. I'm like 60% through. I know it doesn't look it because there's like extra stuff at the back, but yeah, I'm like 60% through according to Goodreads. It'd be nice if I could finish. So let me pull up the Wheel of Torture. Okay. That means I have to start another book.
That's fine.
That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. So how many pages do I have left in this? There's 308 pages total, and I'm on page 183. I can't calculate that in my head. Okay, there's only 125 pages left in this, which means I need to read another 125. That's only half, right? No, yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy. Finishing this book will only mean half of the goal today, so okay. I'm gonna get started then. I guess there's no more time to waste. And I just realized I forgot to factor in the 50 pages that I read this morning, so I only need to read 200 more. So that's 125 of the Naturals and then like 75 pages of another book. So I won't have to read too much more. So thank goodness for that. I knew it! I knew it! Oh my gosh. I literally, okay, I read, oh, the frame rate's weird. Okay, I literally read the like section before the reveal in the car while I was at the airport, and I was like saying out loud like, that's sus of you, like I'm suspicious. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, so I just finished The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I really liked it. So I guess like it's more of a thriller because it's like solving a mystery and there's like a plot twist at the end and all that stuff, so it definitely feels like a thriller. But I really like the fact that it's a series of recurring characters, and there's like a team of the Naturals, the kids that can do cool things. So yeah, I really like the concept. I like how it's like a thriller but with like actual like character work and stuff, so I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna film my wrap up tomorrow, probably right after my workout, but I think I have 75 pages left to read, but I think I'm just gonna stop there. Yeah, it's like, it's really late and I have to work out tomorrow in the morning, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop there. I've made it so far, and I would definitely say that this has been a success. I've read so much. I read a big fat book plus 2 other smaller ones this week, so I'm definitely satisfied with that. Yes, I will film my wrap up tomorrow, but just wanted to let you guys know I'm probably not gonna read that 75 pages. I don't want to start another book, so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. My challenge, my rules, okay? Yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, good morning. Let's just hop right into the wrap up. So the first book that I read was A Bond of Broken Glass by T.A. Lawrence, and I absolutely adored this book. I'm giving it 4.5 stars because I adored it so much. It's so much more rom-com-y and like absurd than the other two books in the series, and I was so here for it because the concept was so, yeah, I think absurd is the best word for it because they're like going on about how stupid the prince is for thinking that there's only one girl in the kingdom that has this foot size and stuff, so it's just so funny. And I was laughing and I adored the couple and all this stuff, so I would highly recommend, obviously I highly recommend the whole series. I give the first book 5 stars, but yeah, this one I definitely enjoyed to the fullest. And then probably what everyone is here for, Iron Flame. So here are my thoughts. My final rating is probably going to be 4 stars, which is the same rating I gave the first book. So let me get into spoiler-free thoughts first, and then I'll have a spoiler section at the end when I talk about the naturals. Let me get my thoughts in order. I feel like there was not many dull moments in this. I feel like it was very, like, the plot was always moving at, like, on some degree the plot was always moving. It kind of reminded me of the second book in the Throne of Glass series, Crown of Midnight, because that book was kind of more of a mystery where there were random scenes that seemed random at the time, but then at the end, like, it all came together and you were like, oh, okay, I get it now. Those scenes were necessary. And so I kind of feel that way with this. It was never boring. There were just some scenes that I was like, I don't, is this necessary? Like, what plot line are we following here? And then at the end, it all made sense. It honestly felt like 2 separate books to me. Like, part 1 and part 2 felt like 2 separate books. And I get why they were in one book because she's trying to go with, like, every year is one book. But yeah, that was just an interesting thing. It felt like 2 different plots, or like the first part was just all purely build up for part 2. So there was that element in it. I feel like for the most part though, the characters kind of fell flat to me. There's very few characters that I care about. Violet really grew on me. I know that's definitely for sure. During Fourth Wing, I don't know, I felt kind of apathetic toward her. Like, I didn't really feel anything negative or positive toward her. So, but then this time I feel like a few things happened that made her character seem more complex and more like I understood where she was coming from and I understood her motivations and stuff like that. Same thing with Xaden, honestly. He became a lot more, I mean, there were a lot more elements to his backstory and stuff, even just like from the ending of book 1 that we find out. So there is a lot of exploration of his character in this, though there was another element that was introduced to his character that I didn't like very much. So there's that too. So I don't know if I like him quite as much as I did when I read the first book, so I don't know. The side characters though, for the most part, I don't know, I just don't care. I don't know, funnily enough, my favorite side character is Imogen, which is really funny. I don't know, I was not expecting that, but she's funny to me. Like, she's so no nonsense, and she just randomly shoves people when she thinks that they're eavesdropping on her and Violet's conversations and stuff. It's funny. It's like, I just like her. I like her attitude, I like her personality, so I care a lot about her, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, even the people that are supposed to be like closest to Violet, I just feel nothing towards. They're just kind of like there. So there was that too. I feel like if I felt closer to the characters or I felt more of a connection with them, I would have rated this book a little bit higher because yeah, it has a lot of amazing elements. I really like the dragon, yeah, duh, across the board. Like, the dragon stuff is always really nice and all that, and the plot and this one definitely thickened a lot, and I just loved part 2. So definitely a lot more happened in part 2, but I forget if part 2 was like halfway or, oh, okay. So it looks like most of the book is part 1, so I guess the build-up is a little bit long, but like I said, I don't really notice that it's that long because something is always happening, whether it feels like it or not. There's always something happening. Let me think if I have any more non-spoiler thoughts here. The ending caught me off guard for sure. It was like less of a plot twist and more of just like a, ooh, like this bodes not well for the next book, or it just gives you an idea of what the next book is going to be about and it makes you worried. So but it's definitely shocking, but it's not like a plot twist. It's just like a, oh, that's not good. So, yeah, the plot's definitely thickening, which is what I want in any sequel. It needs to build off of the storyline of the first book and make the world expand, build on the characters, more character work, all that stuff, and I feel like it did do it for the most part. Again, the side characters, I don't know if I want to say I could care less, because that's kind of mean, but like, I don't know, I could care less. So those are all my non-spoiler thoughts. Stay to the end for my spoiler thoughts. I'm going to talk about the Naturals real fast though. So the last book that I read was The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Yeah, for a thriller, it was definitely really good because like I said, I really like the added element of like multiple characters, a kind of like team feel, and like it was more than just a mystery or a thriller. It was like definitely a lot of character work, and the fact that it's a series, I like that a lot better because it means we're going to be following these characters even more, and I think they all had really interesting backstories backstories, all the, like, this is kind of what I meant by, like, I couldn't really care about the side characters in Iron Flame. This is kind of what I mean. Like, I love these side characters. They all have their distinct personalities, distinct backstories, and things that they're good at and stuff like that. Not that Iron Flame didn't have that, but I feel like this book did a better job of just, like, making me care and making me like them, or dislike them if I'm supposed to, if they're being rude or something like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this as a thriller. I would probably give it 4 stars. I don't know, maybe I would rate it higher, because I don't know, the character stuff makes me want to rate it higher. For now, I'll say 4 stars. Maybe during my November wrap up, I'll say that I increased it to 4.5 or something like that. It's not 5, but yeah, it's definitely somewhere in there. I very much enjoyed this book. I can't wait to read the next one and all the rest of the series, hopefully. So yeah. Alright, so that is all of the books that I read. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along in this journey with me this week of just spinning a wheel and hoping I can read all the pages, and I did, except for last night because I didn't want to start another book, but I still consider this a success, especially because I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself a lot, and so I was able to take advantage of all the free time, my family being gone, and doing just a ton of reading, and I got to read awesome stuff. Like, all these books were really highly rated, so I'm happy. Yeah, so if you are not staying for the spoiler section, I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope that you check back in my next video, and I hope you subscribe and like and comment and all that stuff. Yeah, that you probably already know how to do because you're probably a seasoned veteran here on YouTube, so good on you for that. But please continue to give this channel support. Okay, I am going to go into spoilers for Iron Flame, so if you have not read this book, I plead with you to click away. So goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you guys. Okay, are they gone? Are they gone? Is it just us? Oh, we're getting up close and intimate here. Okay, so yeah, okay, this book is so jam-packed, which, I don't know if that's the best word, but, like, it's definitely jam-packed of information and words. Alright, let me get my coherent thoughts. Okay, so for my taste, I felt like the romance was a bit lacking, especially in part 1. I feel like most of my problems are with part 1 because it felt a little bit like coming off of the high of the cliffhanger and like the crazy plot twist at the end of book 1. And so you just kind of come in and you're like, oh, okay, we're going back to the school, and it's kind of like normal question mark, except that now Violet has joined the rebellion or the revolution, sorry, revolution. They make a difference in that book. So, and like she's kind of in on the information, but everyone's keeping stuff from her, especially if they're like children of the rebellion. Like they keep stuff from her, and so she's like, am I on this team or not, because no one's trusting me and stuff. So that was kind of like an odd dynamic. So it kind of felt like a limbo of stuff was happening. It's the drama with Varish and how he kept on like punishing her and stuff like that kept on happening, but then like nothing of the bigger plot was like going on except for her trying to investigate, like do research and stuff, which isn't like the most captivating plot point to have in a book. And so I was kind of like, yeah, stuff is happening, but this like particular method of like moving the plot along isn't that interesting. So there was that. I had that little qualm with it, but, and like the romance, back to my point that I was trying to say, the romance was moving really slow because she kept on like holding Xaden to that grudge of like, oh, he kept secrets from me and he's still keeping secrets from me. It turns out he was actually keeping a lot more secrets that we find out towards the end of the book about all that stuff about his second signet and stuff like that. So yeah, so that was happening, but it was making the romance move slow. And I feel like part of the biggest appeal in these books isn't necessarily like the fantasy, the world building, the characters. A lot of the appeal is the romance. And so I felt like just not having that for so much of it. I get that they were trying to like build tension, and I mean, I guess it worked. I guess it did build tension so that they could really have it out in part 2. But yeah, I don't know, it was very slow going, especially because they could only see each other once a week. So there was all of that. So yeah, it was just several different things. Oh, and there was a lot of stuff in this that had me, so that definitely gives you plus points for the book, especially, okay, the first thing that I feel like had me gobsmacked was the fact that Jack returned. I was like, okay, alright, yeah, I definitely didn't see that coming. I know that like resurrecting is kind of a common thing in like action movies and stuff like that, but in books like this, I really don't expect it when you really think someone completely died and then they just completely come back. It's like, oh, okay. Like usually in books like these, death is death. So I was definitely gobsmacked by that. I know this is weird. Don't take this the wrong way, but I loved when Violet got captured and tortured. No, I didn't love it. I didn't love it like that. It was just like, I really felt like it was a very good like plot point. Like, oh, this is something that is really, really cool, and like just like spicing it up. I don't know. It was, yeah, it was definitely one of my favorite like plot points in the book, or just like moments. As I was mentioning before in my non-spoiler review, it felt kind of like two books. Like there were a lot of the same elements in both parts. For instance, like even just like the person that is mean slash rude slash doesn't like Violet and like becomes friends. In the first half it was Sloane, in the second half it was Kat. So it was like the same elements, but like in the same book, but in two different parts. So several things felt similar. Yeah, I don't know, like you usually see those things in two different books, so it just kind of added to my idea of like, oh, this feels like two different books. Like part one was basically all build up to this, and all the interesting stuff is happening in part two. So that was an observation that I made. There's also so many characters, so many names. I kind of wish that Rebecca Yarros, like, I remember the Percy Jackson books doing this really well, probably because the target audience is like dumb middle schoolers like me. Well, I'm not a middle schooler, when I was in middle school, I was dumb, okay? But like every time he introduced a new character and then like the character wasn't seen for a while and then was seen again, then like he did a good job of like reminding the audience of who that person was, because there's a lot of characters in the Greek world and the Greek mythology world, and so he would always like remind the reader, whatever. I kind of wanted some of that because there's so many characters, like especially when you like include the dragons' names along with their writers. Like I wish that Rebecca had said like so and so who is this person's dragon, so and so like this person's dragon, like not just like saying the dragon's name and me being like, who the heck is that? I don't remember who that is. I don't remember whose dragon that is. So yeah, I'm a little too dumb to remember all of the names. I did an okay job, but I imagine also if someone was like reading this book over several weeks, they would have a really hard time like after picking up the book again and like trying to get through a few chapters, just like, oh, who are these people? The last time I read this book was like a week ago. I have sympathy for people like that, and people like me who don't have a very good memory. I feel like also when the next book comes out, and like I actually don't know when it'll come out, but probably in a couple years, or at least 1 year. Well, I don't know how long these things take. I imagine that I will forget a lot of these characters, and then when the third book comes around, I'll be like, I am so confused right now. So that's just another thing. Also, I had a similar problem as I did with the first book, in that the action sequences are kind of hard to follow. Maybe she just doesn't choose to flesh out and describe the right details or something, but it just feels kind of like, I don't know, like the action scenes are kind of like my least favorite part, honestly. I feel like if it was a movie or a TV show or something, I would find those really intriguing and stuff. Like when I could actually follow an action sequence, I'd be like, okay, that'd be cool visually. But there were not a lot of times where I felt like I could do that, and so I was kind of like, I don't know how that, wait, I thought that it looked like this. I thought that the mountain was this, looked like that, and then like the river was what, okay, I don't know. So there was a lot of stuff that descriptions of stuff that I just couldn't follow, which is the same problem I had with the first book, which makes sense because it's the same author with the same style. So I don't know, just whenever she tries to describe stuff, like the layout of things, especially in action sequences, it's kind of hard to follow. So that was a little bit difficult, which is tough because it's a fantasy book with dragons and action and crazy fights and stuff, so you kind of want that element to be good. And it was kind of meh for me. It wasn't horrible. I could still kind of follow what was going on and just kind of like skip over some of the stuff I didn't understand. I just wish it didn't feel very lively. Okay, now let's talk about the ending. So, I mean, there were a lot of twists and turns along the way, but so first of all, Violet's mom, wasn't expecting that for sure. I was not expecting her to sacrifice herself like that. I don't know, the way that the first book kind of built her up made her seem kind of like an emotionless monster. I don't know. Like, I know that she wasn't, but like, she just forced Violet to become a writer and things like that, where, oh, my family is back, so there's like noise outside my door, and you know I can't talk. Okay, I think we're in the clear, but I was just saying, yeah, Violet's mom, I feel like that was a character arc thing, because like I said in the first book, she seemed kind of tough, hard-headed, I don't know, but it was really cool. I think, let me find it. There was like, I always love the quotes at the beginning of each chapter, but there was one that was a quote from the mom saying something to the dad, like in her correspondence or something. Oh yeah, right here. Most generals dream of dying in service to their kingdom, but you know me better than that, my love. When I fall, it will be for one reason only, to protect our children. I think that is so cool. I think that was a really cool way to end off her character and to give her a cool death. Yeah, just like all along, even if she was kind of morally not great, it was at least solid that she wanted to die for her children, which is kind of funny because she made Violet become a writer, which could have killed her, but like anyway. So yeah, there was that, and then the whole thing that happened with Xaden. I'm a little bit confused about how the magic works with the venom, but like he's gonna turn, I guess, and I think that's gonna be a big plot point in book 3 is to prevent that from happening. But apparently, like, I don't know, the sage guy made Xaden somehow wield magic not through his dragon, so that made him like venom. Question mark. I don't know. I was a little bit confused about that, but what matters is that he has like started the process of becoming like a crazy lunatic psycho magic user, and he needs to stop it somehow. That's very concerning. So that's the thing that I was saying, like, it's not really a plot twist, it's just like something that is happening and something that's not good and something that will hopefully be solved in the next book, which I guess is a cliffhanger. So those are kind of my spoiler thoughts on it. I'm sure there was a lot of things that I missed. This has a lot to unpack. It was a hefty book. It was a hefty read, but I definitely recommend it, especially if you've read the first one, because there's a lot. I mean, what am I saying? I just realized I'm like recommending it to people that have already read it. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it for the most part. I gave it 4 stars. All that stuff that I was mentioning were kind of the negatives, but all the positives were very positive. I was never bored, really. I was never like slogging through it. I always was enjoying it, and like I mentioned before, I liked some of the characters. The characters that I do like, I really like, so that's definitely a plus. I think the world building has a lot of potential. I feel like there are some flaws in the way that she fleshes it out, and so I'm kind of looking forward to, I feel like a lot of the questions that I had in book 1 were answered in here, so I have a lot of hope that whatever like qualms I have or confusions I have will be answered in book 3. So yeah, I'm glad about that. Yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading experience with that, because I hope that you are only watching this because you've read it. I'm not just like recommending it to you because I said a lot of spoilers, so that would suck. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Try to keep spoilers out of it. Try to keep the comment section spoiler free, but try and tell me in vague terms what you thought of this book, of this new installment in the, is it called the Fourth Wing series? I don't really know the name of the series, but the next installment of the Fourth Wing series. Yeah, tell me what your thoughts, and tell me your thoughts on the other books if you've read them too. So thank you guys for staying to the end. I hope you enjoyed Iron Flame, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.